When the oceans know the huskies know all of the girls drive the ships to new lands. Man, after sitting and doing all these reviews, my butt's feeling kind of Thor. This drink is delicious. Another. So, we are here to talk about a fairly recent release. We're catching up to Infinity War. This is the last time we see Thor before Infinity War. Infinity Thor. This is Thor Ragnarok. How many Thor puns will I shove into this specific episode? Well, I guess we'll see. Yeah. The Thor? Yeah, so
I don't know if I'm going to be able to squeeze those out, man. You might be solely responsible.
Let's talk about why this movie Ragnaroks.
Oh shit!
I'm sorry.
You were planning that, weren't you?
I
Okay,
was.
all right. Thor Ragnarok.
And it just did it just made a hulking number at the box office. It did good. Okay. So let's talk about all the things that we like about Thor Ragnarok, because it was definitely a very enjoyable film. And Hammer of the Gods.
We were talking earlier about how we think that the Thor trilogy and the Iron Man trilogy are sort of reversed.
Right.
Thor 1 being the weakest, Thor 2 being a little better, and Thor 3 being hands down the best.
And none of these characters have anything to do with either franchises. But
yeah. 1, 2, and 3 is all I'm doing. But Thor Ragnarok, just right from the bat, you see, before you even get into the movie, looking at the trailers and all the poster designs and stuff like that, you're like, this film is going to kick ass. This is going to rock.
It looks like a Jack Kirby wet dream, which is, as a comic book fan, what we want to see.
A lot more Hulk than we ever get. Banner has been Hulk for 2 years.
That is correct.
So Hulk has started to articulate and talk a little bit. Form sentences, speak. But how does this movie open up? I want to talk about the hammer. I want to talk about Hela. I want to talk about Loki.
First, we
Odin.
have to start off with where we find Thor, which is he has got himself captured in Surtur's domain. Surtur's kind of like the hellspawn of the Asgardian lore.
It's like a giant Satan.
Pretty much. But we can't say that he's like ruler of the underworld because that's supposed to be Hela. But yeah. Anyways, we get this great scene where he's in a chain and Surtur's talking about how he's going to bring Ragnarok to Asgard and destroy it. And the chains, we get our first little bit of humor where the chain starts turning and Thor's like, wait, hold on, coming back around. Okay, and then the Surtur starts talking. He's like, oh, it's happening again. I can't control it. But anyways, that's funny. And he's just stalling, listening to Surtur. And then he calls Mjolnir, and we get our first kick into the Immigrant song. And it's him fighting all these like fire demons and stuff. What's up?
More or less how it goes. More like a dun 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 dun.
What he said, music guy. It's badass, and then he's escaping that realm, and we get introduced to Karl Urban's Scourge, which I was really excited to have Karl Urban in this movie because I love Karl Urban.
Who doesn't?
He has replaced Heimdall because after Loki took over for Odin, which Thor didn't know that Loki's still alive because last time we saw him was Dark World and he saw him die. Scourge takes over, blah, blah, blah. We get introduced to all these characters. Thor finds out Loki's Odin, and they have to go get Odin from Earth, which is kind of getting to where we're trying to start off with. And we get to see my boy again,
Doctor Strange,
in the Sanctum, and he is a much more polished sorcerer. He knows his shit. Like he, when they're looking for Odin, he just warps Loki into like a portal, and then Thor and Doctor Strange are talking back and forth. They're trying to find Odin. He agrees to take Loki and Odin back home with them once they find him. And then he opens the portal back up and Loki falls through. I've been falling for 30 minutes.
Yeah, he makes Loki the main villain of the Avengers his bitch, like real quick. Just
bye.
Quick work of him. We good? We good. And then we're introduced. Is that when we're introduced to Hela after Doctor Strange exits?
Well, they go find Odin, and then Odin warns them about Hela, and then he passes.
And then she immediately comes after.
And then she immediately shows up, and she's like, "Oh, it's a shame. I wish I could have seen that." And then Mjolnir, which we've had for 3 films at this point, 4 films, 2 Avengers, 2 Thors. Yeah. Mjolnir gets crushed literally single-handedly by Hela, and we are given our villain Kate Blanchett, who
such a good role.
Fantastic.
She did so good in the role.
I feel like they gave her a lot to do.
Yes.
And they gave her some backstory.
Yes.
She was like a good villain.
She was a child of Odin. They ruled together for a long time with an iron fist.
Right.
Until he
Not
wanted
just
to
Asgard,
change,
but
right,
everything.
Until they wanted to change the narrative and then cut her out. Her motivation is good. She's rightful heir to the throne per se. But what I really like is we finally get some real character development with Thor. Like, real character development with him. That I think that they kind of just made him this Asgard guy in the other previous Thor films. Right. And just kept that element to him. But this is more of a coming out of a shell, learning, growing, humility. You know, all these different sorts of things that, fall onto him in this film. Let's talk about, the trash planet, Jeff Goldblum. Sakaar, yes. Let's talk about Hulk in the stadium. All this stuff is just fantastically done. I want you to kind of tell a little about it.
Okay, so we arrive on Sakaar, or Thor shows up, and all these scavengers come, and they are... I think they're trying to decide whether to sell him or eat him, find out if he's a fighter they can make money. And then Valkyrie shows up, who is played by Tessa Thompson, who was great in Creed. She is a drunk junker, which you gotta be careful how you say that, otherwise it's just a drunker. She's a drunker. That's all right. That's also accurate.
Fucking drunker.
She shows up and she's warning all these people, and you can see a really cool dynamic with the ship, which is she has the gauntlets and she uses the gun on the ship to wipe out all these scavengers, and she drags Thor back to not the Collector, that's Benicio del Toro, the Grandmaster, which is Jeff Goldblum. They are brothers, though. I don't know if you knew that.
I did
The Collector and the Grandmaster are brothers. I forget what they're called. They're not Eternals, but they're something like that. I love Jeff Goldblum's character.
Yes.
The introduction using the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory music is fantastic. He is very strange. And then who cuts Thor's hair?
I don't remember.
Stan Lee.
Oh, Stan Lee. Oh.
With his Edward Scissorhand thing. So
I don't remember that.
Oh.
I don't remember that.
Well, you gotta...
That's weird.
You should.
One of the craziest things is because they fell in separate places, Loki had been there for a while.
Yeah, like a couple weeks.
Yeah, and then when Thor was just arriving.
Yeah, and he's already trying to get in with the Grandmaster and set himself up really nice on this planet, which he ultimately thinks I could rule this place, that'd be fine. And then we get to meet Korg. When they're getting Thor ready for battle with their champion. And Korg might be my favorite thing about this movie.
And he's played by the director, right?
Taika Waititi.
Yeah. Excellent comedy. This film put so much comedy into it. There's so much comedy in Thor Ragnarok, more so than any Guardians of the Galaxy or Ant-Man or, little quips in the Avengers. This movie was just flat out joke. But every single joke went over well, I think. I think that they all landed on their feet.
You piss off, you stupid ghost.
And Taika Waititi's character was so fucking funny. Just great comic relief.
Started a revolution, couldn't get enough flyers, and the only people showed up was my mom and a boyfriend who I hate.
Every line he has is just gold. It's genius.
Made out of pebbles, perishable pebbles.
Another thing I appreciate about this film is Hulk gets character growth.
Oh yeah.
He gets,
No Banner, only Hulk.
right. And it's funny that he considers Thor his friend, and he doesn't want Thor to leave, and he actively tries to stop Thor from escaping. And I don't know. I just think that the use of Hulk's new personality is very, very comedic, very well done, very fitting. You know, you get this giant green monster. He's just a big dumb brat, is really what it is.
And who had like a whole of like 4 lines in the past several appearances.
Right. Puny God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hulk smash. Got that in
Right.
Incredible Hulk. Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think the stadium fight was awesome. We got a call back to the Avengers when he tossed Thor around and Loki. That's how it feels.
Yeah.
Like you said, the joke was very self-referential to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which made us people who have been following it love the humor, and then there's also humor for the general audience that was good. Just Thor trying to casually throw a ball to the side and it bounces back, hits him in the face. Slapstick. They had like every type of comedy. They had classic slapstick. They had situational, and then they had fan comedy for people that had been following it.
When Banner jumps from the ship and he's like, "You'll see," and then you think that he's gonna be forced to turn into Hulk or die, but no, he just face plants straight on down. That was one of the funniest things that I had seen in any MCU movie. Period.
And then Fendril or whatever the wolf's name is, like goes over. It's like just poking him and sniffing him.
People talk shit about the Marvel Cinematic Universe because they think that they're just trying to turn the movie into a big joke. But let's not overshadow some of the greater elements of the movie. One thing that Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor Ragnarok did well is that they keep a good system of checks and balances with what they put emotion-wise and story-wise into their characters in their movie. Thor Ragnarok, you have Valkyrie. Is she the last of her kind?
Yeah, because everybody died by Hela, and she got out.
She doesn't fight anymore. She's comes face to face with the reason why, and then you got
Scourge has a nice arc through it as being like Hela's.
You get to see him like kind of go like he does it at first so he could survive, and then he
for Asgard.
Right.
Which is no more. Spoiler alert. No Asgard.
And we can rebuild it, and we will.
It's got a good foundation.
As long as the foundation's there, we can rebuild it.
Oh no, foundation's gone. Yet, sorry.
What was the crab thing's name? Meek's dead.
Yeah, I stepped on him earlier. Felt really bad. I've been carrying him around ever since. Guys, Meek's alive!
Again, I don't want to talk too much about the comedy. Hela was fantastic. Perfect villain. The sense of danger in Asgard, trying to evacuate, run like a secret, basically underground railroad to get people out of there. Thor and Loki's relationship building more off of each other. Loki still has this after.
We should play Help.
Yeah. What?
Wasn't there Help?
Oh, yeah. I like that. He's like, no.
I don't want to play Help. Do you have a better idea? No. All right, we're playing Help.
Yeah. But, even after Thor the Dark World, where, Thor and Loki share these, these brotherly moments of like, come on, what's going on, man? Talk to me. Loki still has the Loki, fuck you. I'm a giant dick thing. But then, Thor just continually just brings him back to Earth. Like, I thought the world of you. Right. It was you. I don't remember what he said, but like, he's basically like, your actions did what, all this. I really like the good mesh of characters, how nobody feels underutilized. Hela's done well. God, what's her name? The Archangel. I already forgot. Valkyrie. Yeah, the Valkyrie. She's done really well. All the side characters, Hulk, Thor, Loki, It's getting a little long, and I don't have much more to say about it, but I don't want to understate how fantastic this film is. This film, probably after I got done seeing it, and it's hard that I'm not getting it out, but it was my favorite film. Like, after I saw it, I was like, that's the best one. That's the best one that I've seen. That's the best one. And now
No other film has the devil's anus.
The balance of going like, now it's hard. It's like, what's my favorite MCU film? What's my favorite? You have to have a top 5, and you can't put it in any order, because they just keep getting better and better and better and better up all the way until Thor Ragnarok, and you're just like, hopefully Avengers Infinity War just makes all these movies eat shit. Just like, it's so good that it blows us all out of the water. But we can't have that unreal expectation. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
I apologize.
We'll get to it.
Okay.
Do you have anything more to say about Thor Ragnarok?
I enjoyed Thor Ragnarok. It was a lot of fun. Best Thor movie. And I like some of the new characters. Hashtag Loki's dead, Infinity War. And Korg. And Meek. And all of Asgard. Probably. So all the movie was for nothing.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
No, it was...
It ends with Thanos' ship arriving in front of them. And so bad shit's about to happen. We're getting close.
It's about to go down.
Thor loses an eye.
Oh,
he looks like Odin. That's
and
a big
he looks
deal.
Dope. What are you the god of again?
Yeah.
Oh man, we get some. Oh, it's so cool. The
And
use
then the
of the
immigrant
lightning
song again.
Yeah. A lot more cool
Thunder,
stuff that
bitch.
happens with. Yeah, a lot more cool stuff happens with Thor.
Are you the god of hammers? No. Odin's lying to him is good.
All right, guys, we're gonna do Black Panther next, and then that's it.
Bink. Meow.
You never have to listen to us again until Infinity War.
Which will be right after the last one of these comes out. So literally no breaks. Do nothing.
No breaks.
Suffocate on our content.
Only Zool.
Yes. All right. May the film be with you guys. We're almost done. This is a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Holy shit.
Yes. Holy man shit.